Okay. Back on and back in here. Yeah. The
Oh,
power
I
just
think we're
went off
back.
and the power just went off in my street. That was a
Are
beautiful
you still
moment.
talking?
Yeah, I'm
Are
here.
you still
Yeah.
talking?
Yeah.
We
yeah.
are still talking.
Yeah, we're still talking.
Mhm.
Sorry about that, Mary. Literally was sitting down and then like my room's lights are on, darkness, immediate darkness,
see.
I'm gone.
I'm just
Oh,
gonna go.
dear.
I'm just going to go and give everyone the Fortnite link again.
What the fuck are you giving people a Fortnite link for? Oh god, I'm so slow today. Jesus.
Yeah,
My neighbors are all
sorry about
outside.
that to all the viewers.
Yeah, sorry about that. My neighbors are all outside. I'm looking at them.
Anyway, so how the hell do you manage to work with so many different people on like your series, and what's it like?
We're talking to Alan Moore.
What's it like? I don't know. It's fun.
But how the hell do you like manage like so many different basically?
You're cutting out a little bit.
How do you
sorry.
how do you manage so many different people?
Manage so many different people. I don't know. I just I like it's just when it's fun, you learn to do it well. I guess an example would probably be that I just have the money and the resources and the success to gain those things enough that it's just possible to keep them happy. And I think that's a big reason why my things work so well is that I put a lot of emphasis on keeping people happy.
Yeah.
I really, really try hard to keep people happy because it's hard work, and hard work requires a lot of dedication.
Which means that in the earlier stages when you didn't have as much, it must have been a lot harder, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it was. Sometimes back in the day, I had to kind of lowball people. I had to try and see if I could find people who were willing to do the comic for almost no money. Sometimes I even asked for collaborations instead of money. Sometimes I was even able to convince some of them to go along with it. But here's the thing, like, if they don't feel that their time is valued, if they don't feel that they're like getting something out of it, then it's hard to dedicate yourself to do so much work. They might say yes briefly, and they might even do a few episodes, but the quality is either going to drop or they're just going to stop doing it.
Like no motivation there for them to keep doing it, right?
Yeah, not really, and it's understandable. I mean, it's not like they're money hungry. It's just we wanna do, like, if I was supposed to like sit down and write a heavy novel every single week, I would want money too. I would want something, some sort of reason, not just like comments and likes. So I think that's understandable.
Oh, completely. Like, what'd you call it? Well, usually, if you're doing it as a project that you've chosen, you'll have all that passion for it. But everyone around you
definitely.
doesn't. They probably care, but they won't care as much as you. And the best way to just the best way to get them to be as caring as you are about your work is that it's a real big turn off to talk to someone and they're like, yeah, sure. It's just to pay them.
Basically, yeah. Go on.
I'm not entirely sure if I would recommend what I do to most people because it takes so long to actually make it profitable. I can see Carlos is watching, by the way. Hello, Carlos. Hello.
So you basically it will take a while to turn a profit, and I think for the artists that you hire, it sort of makes you feel like, I think most people feel like, why should I bear some risk in like working for less money or none of it? Like if it's something that means something to you, like and you're not putting anything much into it, barring like I'll just come up with the ideas.
Yeah,
I think that's the case for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's usually the situation. But like, on the topic of like, what you call it, of your comics that you make, how much do you actually envision before you you send it out? So like, how much of this are you going, oh, I want, like, do you bother to talk about like how you want the characters to look, or do you just say, this is a story, make things that look like they should fit in this world?
Oftentimes, characters are pretty important. It is a visual storytelling medium, after all.
Of course.
So yeah, I put a lot of effort into design.
Hmm.
Like a lot of Carolus is one of the few exceptions to that, which is because he didn't feel the full wrath of actually having to sit down with Merryweather and make a perfect waifu design. He has never experienced that. He should be grateful. That is one of the few things where I am in fact quite harsh. In that there's going to be a ton of revisions and stuff, but that's, other than that, like when the comic actually gets going, it's pretty like I put a lot of emphasis on just keeping it flowing well, which is why the artist gets a ton of freedom, because if you let the artist draw the comic in how they prefer to draw the comic, chances are it's going to be better.
Yeah.
And the same goes into deciding what the story is going to be about as well. If we decide what the story is going to be about beforehand, it's obviously going to be better because it's what the artist is going to prefer drawing.
Okay, fair enough.
mean,
yeah, because it does give them that
you
creative control. Sorry, Kaz. It gives them that creative
No,
control.
sorry.
And it lets them just like, basically drawing vomit on the paper, but in a way that is just like, it's just more cohesive than because you can really feel when someone is telling someone not to do something or to do something else when you're reading someone's work. You can really feel like that middleman. It's meddling in everything he does.
If you just like if you're just trying to force an artist to draw something that they're not used to draw, you're not gonna get what you want either. You're not going to get what you want, the artist is not going to get what you want, and the readers are going to get some sort of weird mixture, like weird half-assed thing. It's better to just let it go. Just let it flow. It'll be good.
I don't know, I thought you were about to sing Let It Go. There was like a moment where I was suddenly terrified.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, Lab, go check your Twitter DMs. I've got some...
Have you been DMing the same person? Has he been bugging you this whole time?
Actually, this really...
honestly, I think he's kind of young, and I think he doesn't really understand that writing things like that are actually kind of serious.
Okay, which I mean leads nicely to something like, I mean, how do you pick these like artists? Like, I mean, clearly you're a social butterfly. You, I mean, go around, look for people, and then like
I am a little social butterfly. I'm a little pretty butterfly. I fly around. I say
hello.
Dear Lord, like, so how do you guys, and like, how do you decide like who to pursue and who to convince and love?
I kind of had my career in 3 phases. The first phase is just where I started spamming people on DeviantArt, because DeviantArt are dumb. DeviantArt is a stupid website, and I use that to my full thing. You can write as many notes as you want. You can copy paste and add into as many notes as you want. There's no limit. They're not going to stop you. There's no spam filter here. You can message 1,000 artists with the exact same message.
Oh my god.
So you were one of those shameless people once upon a time.
Yes. I would message 1,000 artists and like one would say yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I mean, I'm gonna say to be successful, you kind of have to be a bit shameless.
Yeah, but
yes.
I mean, you gotta like try off a lot of things. Someone's saying to update the Usimi link in Twitter bio. Yeah, she did. She did change her Twitter, didn't she? Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay, so that was the first. That was the first phase of your career, like spam all the people. What was next?
And the next phase is more like, at this point, after I'd spammed all the people, I'd become friends with a few of them, and I became I started getting like a Facebook friend circle, and I had a separate account for all the artist people, and I started getting a Facebook friend circle. A lot of these Asian artists that are not from Japan kind of congregate around Facebook rather than other sites. I think there's multiple reasons for this. A few internet service providers in other countries than they kind of have free Facebook for some reason.
Because Facebook pays them. Okay, this is from the short time I worked for them. So basically, Facebook pays several internet providers in Asia, mostly in Burma, to give people free Facebook indefinitely. Which means essentially, if you want, you can upload you can basically use Facebook as your whole internet. In some countries, Facebook is their word for internet because that's all they use. They don't use anything else. It's terrifying.
That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So yeah.
Okay, so that is that they congregate around Facebook, and by this point I had already known a ton of them. So I just started kind of getting more and more and more of these artists, and this was like very recent too. At a certain point when the Crawling City ended, I kind of realized that now I actually have a ton of artist friends, and a lot of them have kind of grown with the ages, have kind of grown with the years since I've known them for years at this point. Like Osimi. I had Osimi as a friend for many, many years before we started working together, and she started out kind of like a newbie artist, and then the longer it grew, the better and better she became, and now she's kind of this legendary erotic artist in Asia. She even did some guest artwork for Shindol.
Wow.
And at this point I just know a lot of these artists like Peach and stuff like that who started out and then just became gradually better over the years and became these kind of cult hits, and they've known me for all that time too, and I've just kept asking them and one day they just noticed that it's actually making money, and then I offer them money and they say, yeah, sure, why not, I know you. and that is phase 2. That's like 2 years ago or 1 year ago when things started getting profitable. Nowadays I have the clouds. I have the clouds and the ability to show how profitable something is, and the money, and the like when I message someone, they respond. It's gotten to that point.
Okay.
Like if I just message someone on Twitter, even if they have a big following, they just respond. Because
boy can get a call back now instead of before.
Yeah, and that just means I can get some pretty impressive artists like Princess Hinghoy. He's actually very popular on Facebook. Like if you go check out his Facebook, it's got like 150,000 likes. Yeah. There's just some really cool artists that will now work with me.
So it's a long-term social investment with some of these people like in the second stage who have grown with you and then now you've been able to now you're able to message me and say, do you know who I am and what I can do for you? What we can do together.
That sounds too much like him. You need to stop. I'm getting PTSD flashbacks to the beginning of this podcast. Oh god.
Yeah. Well, that's good to know that. I think it's good for everyone to know that. You pretty much have to change and adapt with as you are more able to, I guess. And I think it's win-win for everyone, right?
Yeah.
I guess where I'm gonna go, I'm gonna skip a couple questions on the list. I'm just gonna go. The amount of comics you've got right now active are what, 12?
Yeah.
12, at least 12 active.
12 active, yeah. He made a tweet about it, and I wasn't sure if I'd read it right. But 12.
I ended up canceling half of them.
When? You made a tweet about it like 3 days ago.
The half I didn't. Okay. The half of them that I cancelled were also like very new ones that I just kind of realized that it's not smart to start these right now.
Okay.
The ones that I didn't cancel are the ones people care about. I think there's still gonna be a few people who are like, "Where's Alice in Japan? I want my Alice in Japan."
Someone just typed Alice in Japan when?
Yeah.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I just saw that come up on the screen. I don't know. It's just you're gonna enjoy it more. You're gonna have a more positive experience by just not doing that one right now. I'll do it when I get an artist who I can do it with more better.
No, that's good.
Not to say the artist isn't good. The artist is good, but they're not too used to drawing comics, and it's just it's not worth it for the investment. Also, I'm trying to kind of move away from these like more erotic stuff lately.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Probably is it because of the webtoons like Paul?
It is, yeah. It's a big reason why is because of the webtoons thing. But also, it's just I've just kind of realized that you get more by not having to be like having to show off fan service stuff.
Yeah.
You get more, like even just popularity and even just the amount of people who enjoy your things, it just increases. Like it's a good way to gain popularity in the beginning, but as you grow and like with the quality of artwork I'm playing around with right now, it's not really necessary. I can just make cute things and people are going to enjoy it more.
Yeah, you've gotten to the point where your fan base just knows your stuff, so you don't have to like make it to them to come to you. You just make the stuff you like.
Let's say Internet Explorer had a ton of fan service as well. I don't think people would enjoy it as much.
Yeah, I think people are more drawn to like the intellectual aspect, if you will, of the Internet Explorer. If of Microsoft bashing, yes.
I think they like it because it's cute and it's kind of sad. I think that's it.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you grew up with it, yeah.
I mean, it's an old joke. I've had some criticism like this. It's an old joke, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's edge now.
That's never a problem. Yeah, it's edge now, but
it's an old joke, but no one really thought to make a series out of it. So I'm just like, well, okay, then you should have made it before because I'm doing it now.
Because I only saw a couple fan art things. It wasn't even Internet Explorer. It was Firefox that got humanized. The humanized Firefox and Chrome. And not
I think all of them did at some point.
By the way, have no one noticed how suspiciously Chrome is just ominously not present for the entirety of my internet browser series? That's no one's commenting on that. No one's theorizing why that is. It's very much on purpose, by the way.
I think people just assume that you just went into Chrome. Most programmers don't like Chrome. They like Firefox because they're dumb. Everyone knows Chrome is where it's at.
She is not what you think she is.
Oh my god.
Chrome is RAM hungry. Chrome is RAM. Okay, I mean, this is all like, you know, fun and I think I'm quite curious to like hear about some kind of fun facts or experiences, a lot of combos with artists that you've worked with besides, you know, just making comics. Like
my UI is crazy.
The
artist of,
like legit.
Yes. You
how
guys
crazy?
Want to hear a funny story?
Yes. How crazy are we talking here? Are we talking like
yandering? She makes me fly to Kyoto to get her a custom made doll that costs $700.
I like this girl.
Did you actually?
Sometimes she messages me. Sometimes she messages me, and she just says like, "Give me money, daddy," and I'm just like, "What the fuck are you talking about, woman? Does this work ever?" So yeah, I kind of based Risa on her. Honestly.
I figured once you said that last thing.
Very much like Risa. My Yui is very much like. Also, my Yui is probably the only girl who's ever seen my porn folder.
What?
Was this by accident?
On accident.
Okay.
She gave me shit for it. She gave me shit for it very publicly too.
Oh god.
Like,
okay, look.
Wait.
Careful, because we're on Twitch.
Mary likes fat men, and I'm like, no, I don't. What the fuck is...
Careful, guys, because we're on Twitch, so you know there's.
No.
Let's not get too much into. But okay, so Mayu has seen compromising stuff of yours.
Yes.
As in not of yours, as in you were physically there.
I was not physically there, no.
No. Okay. So that's Mayu. And
Paul Ferreira is incredibly organized. And the way I work is not always organized. No, I'm not fat. Fuck off, IS-Fire 2511. Hey, Cass, can you like tell him I'm not fat?
He's not fat.
I can confirm that he is snake oil but not horizontally advantaged. So there's
snake oil salesman, not horizontally advantaged. Oh my god.
Yes, his words about.
Yeah, that's the look. That's the look I'm going for. Snake oil salesman.
Gosh, we might. I mean, at this rate, we might not have enough time to like go through like some series like know-how.
There
and
are so many
some
things
of the questions.
That we wrote, and I was.
Because you've been doing so much work.
Yeah, but then like yesterday, I sent you this. I sent Kaza the what do you call it? The non-exhaustive list. That's what it's called. And by the way, we know in the beginning when we asked about you, the actual line is there is in before a sex location.
What?
The first line, like when we're asking about bits of personal info for the viewers, the first question we had, right? It literally writes in before age, sex, location.
Yeah. Favorite food, top fantasies. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I leave production notes like that. So. Right, I think we might have to like just, I mean, skip a few things. I mean, just to allow some time for questions as well, and like talk about a little few of like the current series, because I think people really want to know how the hell do you get all your ideas.
When you've done enough comics, and you've seen enough, like I watch a lot of movies, I watch a lot of TV shows. It's not only anime. I like all pop culture. When you've seen enough stuff and you kind of have enough general ideas in your head, and when you've written enough titles, this is a thing for new writers. I want to suggest you write as many you write as many stories as you can, so many short stories, so that you get into your head how a story works and what doesn't, and how you construct a world and how you construct a character. So at a certain point after you've done that, you can kind of just do it on autopilot. So I've got I've got framework in my head, and I've got I've got story templates that are just sitting there in my head, and I can fill them with whatever I want.
Okay. So you've got it down to a slight length art, but not always, right? Obviously, there are tweaks made.
Give me 3 words. I'll make up a story for you right now.
Chicken,
wow, I think...
tomato, and a bird.
Okay, so a girl who owns a chicken. A girl who owns a bird lives at a farmhouse, and it's like a kind of like old-fashioned style world. And she okay. So what she wants to do is she wants to get rich, and she's figured out that she can make good fried chicken. So her idea is, I'm going to start a fast food restaurant, and then it's like a slice of life kind of like story about how you make a fast food chain work, and all of the weird like kind of business type conflicts and kind of challenges that goes into that. And she has this bird mascot that kind of like flops around, and that bird also likes chicken, which is kind of maybe cannibalism, kind of maybe not. We'll see.
You forgot tomato. Tomato still hasn't been involved.
Yes, what? Yeah. Yes, where's the tomato?
Wait, yeah. There's also she includes tomatoes.
You know what?
2 out of 3 is not bad.
I'm gonna give you that. I'm giving it 3 out of 3. I'll give it to him. He put it somewhere, and it makes sense.
Yes, that's pretty good. I think he and Ash would get along.
Oh, he
Ash
would love
about,
Ash.
Like, once you. Yeah, what Ash has talked about, like once you do so much of it, like, and I think it helps to. Basically, you're also saying it helps to be exposed to a lot of different pop culture and like not quite pop culture, just to have like
just a moment. People are giving me shit for going like
yeah.
It is better than okay. So do you want me to do like Obama instead? Is that what you want?
You guys.
I love this guy.
You need a thinking break for your brain.
Everyone is still. Some people are still at Mary likes fat man. No one's made it yet.
I don't. That's the thing. I do not.
We know you don't. I believe you don't. I believe you.
It's a misunderstanding from a crazy Indonesian girl who's never been in an airplane.
Oh dear.
Why are all the Indonesian people that I've heard about insane? Or worked with insane?
She's not even Indonesian. She's like half German or something.
What the fuck is she doing there?
Well, I mean, it's not surprising because, like, if she was half Dutch, I'd understand all that kind of stuff.
I have so many questions.
Oh God,
I'm broken.
So basically, get exposed to many different kinds of pop culture. Just have things to draw from. A lot of practice, because the more you do, the more you can do in a short amount of time, I guess. That's pretty much how it works, yeah.
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 Okay.
If you learn how to just kind of have a template in your head and kind of have how to go on autopilot and just like craft stories in your head with ease because you know how a story works, then you just kind of like I never studied this. It just comes with experience. Just write many short stories. A lot of people make the error of starting with a long story and starting with the project that they want to end up with. That's not how you do it. You think you're good, you're not good. You're not good until you've written 10 short stories. Then you're decent.
Basically, Stephen King the fuck out of it, all right? Stephen King your
Stephen
life.
King the fuck out of it.
Yeah,
that's how you get good.
That's the life. I need to tweet this man more. We will have so many good conversations. It will just be random shit like that. Stephen King's life out of it.
I've seen so many people back when like normal manga was popular. So many people, they spent all of their money getting like 15 pages illustrated, and then they thought people are gonna enjoy my intro with like 15 character introductions in these 15 pages so damn much that they're gonna wanna crowdfund the rest. That's not how it works. That's not gonna happen.
Really not how. That's really not how it works.
It has never ever worked like that.
No,
I think I've seen people use like their baby, like their personal pet projects, their babies to like start out for webcomics, and they get so upset when it doesn't do well, and it feels kind of bad, doesn't it? Like, but at the same time, I mean, I definitely see where Mary's coming. This for sure, like
the thing, I guess the thing I'm just gonna say is like, so I started my first comic recently. I'm probably gonna send it to Merryweather so he can tell me how unfun it is. That's what I'm waiting for. The real criticism, not Kaz's criticism, his criticism. But like we got to like 100 subs, and I'm proud of that because like that's the first thing I've ever really put out there. I never really like putting stuff out there, and I think that's just the way everyone should think about creating stuff. Just when you put out your first thing, it's not going to do well unless you're extremely lucky. Or your PewDiePie.
Even if you spend so long preparing for it, and like, its first thing is never gonna go.
It's gonna go to shit, and someone's gonna. And worst part is, it may even be very good, but someone will still find a way to shit on it.
I work with Carla. So I have to keep telling him, look, it is still your first series, like your art stuff and all that. It's still so much that he has to learn. I mean. And all that, so I know where you're coming. So all right, Twitter account based webtoon. I believe that's Conspiracy Research Club. I mean, our production team was asking about that. So that's an interesting concept. So was that always the plan? Like, how'd you get like inspired to do something like that?
Conspiracy Research Club.
Yes, that's all Twitter based and all that, isn't it?
Yes. That one's made in partnership with a Japanese based company called From Everest, and they make Twitter-based stories like that. So you can just go and like go check out From Everest. It's in the pin tweet, by the way. It's an app, and I partnered up with them to do a comic like that. It's gonna end soon in 4 chapters. We have the ending. Ooh. But then Paruro and I are gonna do another story on Webtoon.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
I mean, so people can look up for Everest for more info on that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
People are asking. Some people have asked over the course of the chat. I know you probably saw it about Elon Chan. Are we gonna talk about Elon Chan, or are we not gonna talk about Elon Chan?
Yes, we should talk about Elon Chan. We talk about like other plan. And
I can ask Hinghoy if he's done with it yet.
If you want, I can show up some shots for you. It's your choice.
Let's do that. Let's do that because Elon Chan's supposed to be debuted like today as of like, I mean, Asian time and all that. So do look forward to it for sure.
Elon Chan. Oh yeah, did you? Okay, so how long have you been actively using Twitter, Mary? By the way,
Twitter.
Yeah, how long have you properly been using it?
I made my Twitter account back in 2014, but then a year passed. Okay. Like in April of 2014, then like a year passed or something, and then I started using it a bit again, and then another year passed, and then I started using it again. Some people used to make the joke that like when you start out doing Twitter, no one gives any fucks about you and no one gives you attention, so you're like, this sucks, and then you leave, and then later on you come back and then you get addicted.
Yeah. I was like that for the longest time, and then I found the greatest account of my life. So we're talking about Elon Chan. There's a Twitter account known as Italian Elon Musk. I think that's what his name for a little while. Now, Italian Elon Musk is the greatest Twitter account ever because there was a random day where he just started saying stuff like, "I put the pasta into the space," and then from there, it just went crazy.
Okay, my epic dudes, do you want to see Elon Chan?
Oh, can we see Elon Chan? I'm ready to see.
So you're debuting Elon Chan now on stream.
Stream.
He had the choice to go anywhere else, but he chose to do it here.
Do you wanna show it on stream? I'll send you the link.
Sure, buddy.
Oh yes.
Oh shit. Wrong run. Death.
I got to put the pasta in this space.
Yeah, he literally goes like, I put in the pasta into the space, and I
we got
died.
dark. We got
Shit,
screen dark.
wrong room. Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, my bad.
Hang on.
Press the wrong button. No, it's back. It's back.
Okay,
Where is it? He DM'd me. I should add him as a friend so I don't forget to like send him weird messages.
Slide into his DMs like all those tentacles.
I hate Discord, by the way.
Why do you hate Discord?
Sucks.
Why do you hate Discord?
I've only ever had drama. That's Discord.
Oh, fine.
That sucks.
I can see why you would not like Discord.
Oh yes, let's not go too much into that. Why are we waiting?
We're waiting because I'm putting this thing up. Damn, Kat, relax.
Yes, sure.
Hey, Being Cocos Aries writes to me on your Discord, and they say, how do you have staff as role? Not even the staff have it. I'm going to remove it. As says in the rules, you cannot impose as a staff member. Read them, please. Thank you.
I don't know, but it's fine. I got you.
I'm going to destroy this person.
No, stop. They're young.
Destroy them. I'm going to crash them.
They're young.
Don't they know who I am?
Yes, maybe.
I make Japanese comics on the internet, please. They better recognize.
Oh my god. Why?
Someone DM them?
Yeah, someone DM them. Yaz has got this.
Bitch better recognize.
Bitch better recognize. Jesus Christ.
I'm snapping my fingers.
I can hear
doing
you.
Sassy faces.
You are the most sassy woman in the world right
Bitch
now.
better recognize.
Why is Elon Chan adorable?
Oh my god.
I actually genuinely like this.
Okay, I'm bored.
Wait, is Tesla Chan her mate? Oh my god.
It's like playing games with all cheats on.
We just go to Mars then. What? I'm confused. Okay.
Oh my god, is that
I'm done. Today.
That's a Tesla mech.
It's been a long day. I've wanted to see some
this
things.
on Twitter, by the way.
Yes, right now.
I mean, I'm kind of happy I saw it first.
Yes, I think my complexion is clear.
People say was like one guy said it was passionless. It's a Tesla mech. It's a Tesla mech.
May I remind you, there is a Tesla mech.
Yes.
How
is that? It's a Tesla mech.
I love how the Tesla logo is like right on its head. It's so beautiful. And Tesla Chan, she looks so happy.
Oh dear Lord, hang on.
Just a second. I need to make sure that no neighbor is standing outside yelling at me. Hold on a moment.
Okay.
Comeliness of
Papa has blessed us.
Yes,
they say Papa John blesses in threes. He has blessed us today.
It is. Thank you.
Mamma mia, up into the spaceship, into the Mars.
I think many people over the course of this chat have individual questions like, how did all your individual stories come to be? I think if you could like give like one-line summaries of like how you got the ideas for some of your active or known ones. So we've already covered Conspiracy Research Club. Let's just look down at this list. Like you've got the Google Doc list, so I'm just looking down at it. So how'd you get the ideas for all of them? Like
which one do you want to start with? Just say a name and I'll tell you.
Okay,
Moth Chan.
No,
Moth Chan. That's it.
Moth
memes. Moth memes.
Yeah, meme stuff. Like.
No.
Okay, Crawling City. Which
Crawling City? We wanted. Oh, hold on. It seems. Wait, say that again.
Crawling City, which also ties into Crawling Dreams, I guess.
Is someone else in here now?
Me.
Okay. Sorry. I just thought I was hearing someone entirely else. Okay, Crawling City. Crawling City, we wanted to create a fun, very short story about just a girl living with a tentacle monster. It's honestly very typical. I kind of created the whole story around the character of Arya, which belongs to Parolo, by the way. And then we kind of build it out from there. I've always loved Lovecraft. It was we tried to do some Lovecraftian elements in it.
Oh, God.
The only time, like the Lovecraftian elements, kind of enhanced as time went on, and Crawling Dreams just kind of started out with like 100%.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a spiritual successor to Crawling City, anyway, right?
Yeah.
What about Succubus Girlfriend?
Succubus Girlfriend. Similar, we wanted to create a like an edgy romantic comedy type thing. I like kind of silent main characters in that way. So that's what I did. I created that as kind of like just a cute girl with like a cute sassy girl who just goes like, I want to have sex with you, and then a guy who's like,
no. Remember, it's webtoon now. It's I gotta kiss you.
Yeah,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, we had to change it to kiss.
Oh God.
Yes.
Sorry,
webtoon.
Okay. Winter Moon, and by extension, I guess I might as well ask Magnolia Online. Since I'm here. I'm gonna ask both of them at once.
Sorry, go ahead.
Winter Moon and Magnolia Online.
Winter Moon and Magnolia Online. Winter Moon was based on the first comic I ever did with the guy who said like, sure, I'll do a comic with you, and never expecting me to follow up.
Yeah.
We did a comic called The Steam Dragon Express.
Yes.
And the Steam Dragon Express was basically a story about an archaeologist who gets trapped in this alternate kind of world. Like an isekai.
Yeah.
And he has to travel on a magical train that flies through the air to different fantasy environments, and that was that comic kind of.
Okay.
And so later on, I still had this idea of like a flying train that travels to different fantasy locations. I've always had that idea in my head, so I created Steam Dragon Express to kind of go along with Paul's artwork. Paul is always very, very good at like creature design and just like drawing fantasy landscapes and drawing RPG inspired things. So I made that for him, and he's been killing it.
Oh yeah.
So Steam Dragon Express existed in a different form beforehand, and
it was. You can still find it on some old manga sites. I had to take down all of my own uploads since it's featured now, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
But if you search enough, you can find the old Steam Dragon Express.
If you look hard enough, oh my God, Kaza, your dog.
It's not very good in comparison.
Sorry, the dogs are really excited.
I love the dogs. I love the dogs.
They're excited by the concept of Steam Dragon Express. Every fucking
I think we did answer the Steam Dragon.
Yeah. No, I said the dogs are excited by the Steam Dragon Express. My next one, I guess, is what do you call it? My Vampire Girlfriend and London Vampire.
Oh, you don't want to hear Winter Moon?
No, we didn't hear about Winter Moon yet, guys. I mean,
we didn't. Oh shit.
We didn't. I know because I didn't say it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was keeping.
I'll tell you quickly. Winter Moon is a creation based on this idea that I only had 4 panels to work with, so I had to create a character who was so powerful that he could end any conflict in less than 4 panels.
Basically, it's the online gaming version of One Punch Man.
Yeah, yes. I noticed.
And on the other side, I created Risa as kind of like, Risa's been in development. You can find like super early versions of Risa in like older versions of what is Magnolia Online. She kind of got developed slowly. I wanted this kind of princess like gold digger-esque character. And then as Risa, I just kind of realized that Mayuri is like Risa, and then I started just basing Risa on her.
Okay.
Mayuri reminds me of a character I'm drawing. I have a cunning plan.
Alright, I guess these two kind of fall under the same bracket of like how they came about. So Zontan and Fox.
Zontan. One day I just realized that Zone was following me, and I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy, yo! That's crazy, my dude." And then I messaged Zone, and what I do with most people, because I think of everything in terms of comics, because I'm just a comic maniac. I love comics so much. I love them. I love comics. That I just went like, yeah, sure. I'll. Do you want to do a comic with me? And obviously Zone is so. Zone is so kind of. Popular, and Zontan is such a popular character that I just asked, like, can I make a Zontan comic? And they said yes. And actually, when the Crawling City got cancelled, Zontan is one of the reasons why my Patreon stayed popular. So I'm very grateful to Zone for that. So we're kind of on a break with Sunshine right now. I need to figure out how to do it in the format of which I do comics now, because it's obviously very not safe for work. But we're gonna find a way to do it soon.
I mean, that's like premium content right there.
And Fox Girls are better.
Yes.
Just me asking my friend Noble if he wants to do a comic.
You've known Noble for a while, right? Like it's like when you around the time when you started getting like Noble with e-celebrities and all that.
Yeah, I've known Noble since like the beginning of 2017.
Wow.
But before I actually became pretty big, like I've known Noble for a while. Something happened. I don't want to talk about it on here.
Yes. Okay.
There was some drama with a company called Samurai Bar. Let's not get into it. Don't like.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I put note to production. Like we want to dwell on that.
Oh, somebody found early Steam Dragon.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's the one. Like I don't remember my password to this website, so I can't take it down. Anyway, a lot of like big e-celebs started writing to me and started trying to get into my my DMs. I was kind of hot back then. I was getting hot. So a lot of people, like I talked to Jaden Animation and Aki Dearest and all sorts, and I even briefly talked to I Hate Everything. But after everything went over, none of them really wanted to talk much to me. Noble just kind of liked me, so I kept talking to him.
Oh, Alex.
Oh, still a better love story than Twilight.
You lost nothing by losing Alex, trust me. Also, he's too busy with focus.
Yeah, well, Fox Girls is one of those things that has sort of like evolved. Let's just make a comic about your IPs and memes and stuff like that. Which there is an audience question there, but here about like how did you actually sort out like using trademark software logos or characters in your writing to make your content or write for ad revenue?
Sorry, what do you mean? Can you repeat?
So I think what Gigi was asking about how how did you get around like using these like trademark software or logos in your writing?
Because they're so big that they're actually... Okay, so here's the thing. A lot of people don't think this is the case, but it is actually the case. You can actually, to a limited extent, you are allowed to use brand names in your stuff.
Yeah.
If you read American Psycho, there's just like brand names in there. Yeah, you can say Google. You can say Google in a TV show.
It's completely fine.
You can show Google, you can use Internet Explorer, you can use Google Chrome, you can use Firefox. Most of these things are free, open software kind of deals where they don't really care. They're just so big that they don't really care, honestly.
Another big one is Coca-Cola as well. They don't care when people say their name anymore.
Yeah. When there are things like this is, it is actually legal to do so. The only reason some TV shows end up not doing it is just it's risk aversion.
Yeah,
like risk aversion. Like they just want to not have anything be able to go wrong.
Exactly.
That's what they want.
It's like that's why almost every anime we all watch has McDonald's, the greatest restaurant of all time. But yeah, you can mention basically if they're huge.
In Japan it's different because it's a taboo for some reason. But yeah, they found funny ways to do it, so I like that.
And I know that if it's like big enough, like for almost anything that's big enough that it's global, if you say it, you're fine. If you use it, you're fine.
It's like Internet Explorer Chan isn't going to become a big published series of comics that I just sell millions of dollars worth of volumes in. So as long as it doesn't get to that point, I have nothing to worry about. And even if it gets to that point, I can probably just text Internet Explorer, like the company that still, like they don't even use
Microsoft.
That name anymore.
They don't care.
Yeah, Microsoft.
I work with them. They don't care.
They don't even use that name anymore. They might just let me. Yeah. Honestly.
Well, there's the other thing of like, so when it comes to browsers and stuff like that, like Internet Explorer setting, because it cannot be used to replace the product, you're fine. Mm-hmm. It's because basically no one will ever see Internet Explorer Chan and think, oh, Internet Explorer is definitely this comic here as well. That's not a real browser.
111 retweets in 2 minutes. I posted the Elon Chan.
Oh my god!
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Right. So last one, just so ask about the how did you from Everywhere Nowhere. Now this one I find interesting because of the names.
Yeah.
Everywhere Nowhere. It was originally called Rosenkranz und Guildenstern. I'm doing the Arnold Schwarzenegger accent.
God, I noticed.
It's called Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. It's named after two characters in Hamlet who later on got a play called Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, which was later turned into a movie starring Tim Roth and another guy I can't always remember the name of. I like Tim Roth a lot. So this was kind of an existential weird play taking place where they did the fun thing of making two of the like minuscule, unnecessary background characters. They turned them into the main characters, and they had they were like walking around in the background of scenes and like discussing and like questioning the reality of which they are in. And there's a lot of like fourth wall breaking and stuff like that. So that is the original intent. And the reason why it's called Everywhere Nowhere, it was actually based on a line I heard from Helsing. Do you guys know Helsing?
Yeah, I watch Helsing. I was watching Helsing just before the stream started. Someone else in the stream was watching it too. I think it's IS25.
My favorite character in Helsing is the Nazi cat boy.
Yeah.
Who's called Schrödinger.
Yeah.
And Schrödinger, he is, as he puts it, I am everywhere und nowhere. That's how he says it. I like him. He's cute. And so I had that stuck in my head because that's basically what Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are in my story. They're everywhere, nowhere. They are kind of like Schrodinger's cat-esque existence. So I called the comic that because calling it Rosencrantz and Guildenstern is weird. It's not exactly. Mouthful. It's a bit of a mouthful. I think when you get used to saying the names, they sound cooler. When you get used to the names. I mean, I gave them first names to William Rosencrantz and Anne Guildenstern. In the original play, they don't have first names. They're just called Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. But I called them William Rosencrantz and Anne Guildenstern, and the reason why is based on William Shakespeare and Anne Frank.
Fair enough.
Wow.
I can get behind
that. The dog agrees. The dog really loves.
I love the dog. I love him. Give him
okay, there are a few audience questions I want to quickly cover before we get you to do your bonus round, and because we don't have a lot of time left. Pendragon's asked, like, what made you decide to include a Hotline Miami character? Now, I'm not quite sure where this came from.
Which is the Hotline Miami character? Tell me.
Yeah. Oh,
I know.
God,
I know.
like...
The whole of Crawling Dreams is vaporwave inspired. And,
it's probably there. It's probably.
That the entirety of Crawling Dreams is were vaporwave inspired, and vaporwave kind of comes from the whole Hotline Miami style stuff.
So basically, it's just playing off more than why you just. I mean,
sorry.
It's just playing off pop culture, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is like Crawling City. We wanted to differentiate ourselves from Crawling City. Crawling City was kind of gothic, kind of Tim Burton gothic, kind of inspired.
Yeah.
And so we needed.
Like that.
And the city which they are in Crawling City is based on New York. So for Crawling Dreams, we wanted something else. We wanted a different vibe. So we wanted vaporwave, and we wanted it to be based in a city inspired by Los Angeles.
Okay.
So we thought about in the original Lovecraft stories, there's a town called Innsmouth. And Innsmouth is like a little town by the sea, and it's kind of dark and gloomy, and there's weird fish creatures and stuff. That's in the and there's like this weird kind of Lovecraftian god that's like sleeping underneath the water, and they're corrupting the citizens and turning them into fish people. And so the Innsmouth of my story is the modern day version of that, where it's turned into like a Los Angeles style city.
Okay. So this is basically like you just modernized.
I modernized the original town from the Lovecraft story.
Yeah. How much Lovecraft do you actually do you like read? How much Lovecraft have you read?
I've read a few, but they're a little hard to get through sometimes because it's obviously a Victorian era style of writing.
Yeah, it's basically like reading, and I'm gonna say this, and I don't know if you agree with this. Reading Lord of the Rings is a pain in the ass.
Tolkien is not funny.
He's not a good writer.
I've read Shadow over Innsmouth, and I've read Call of Cthulhu.
Okay.
I've read a few like short ones. I know the what's it called? The one in the farm, the one where this like weird family of like abomination.
I noticed
like,
what you're talking about, but I don't remember the name.
Weird, mentally disabled and physically disabled people. It's like this weird family, and they have this like weird creature hidden in their farm that they just like. They start to have this like godlike obsession with, and they feed it cows and shit.
Yeah. Cthulhu.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
it's not Cthulhu, it's a different one.
Audience is asking, the Loki's waiting out. Is Magicology cancelled?
Magicology is on hold right now until we figure out what to do. Magicology, so Webtoon is starting to do some. I'm not sure how much I can talk about it, but there's some new guidelines for Webtoons where you can't really have sexual stuff. So I'm trying to figure out a way where I can still do stuff like that without it kind of ending up badly. Because I don't want to end up. I smell blood in the water. Let's put it like that.
Basically, you don't want to get your ass handed to you.
I don't want to. Crawling Dreams isn't going to get cancelled because Crawling Dreams is a big part of my Patreon reviews. Patreon gains, and it's kind of what restarted my popularity after Crawling City ended up getting cancelled. So that one's not going out, but you can also tell that Crawling Dreams isn't going on the front page much anymore. I'm not sure why that is. I'm not really interested in saying why that is either.
That's fine.
I'm not interested in. I'm a featured author. There's a limit to how much I can say. I'm fine with I'm fine with whatever Webtoon does. They have to protect the platform.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They have to protect the platform, and there's reasons why. It's not actually Webtoon doing these things. It's mostly Google. They have
because of the AdSense.
They're getting very, very strict after the apocalypse.
Yeah, like it's just the way it has to be. It's unfortunately, but we just take what we get and we make the best of it. Like, actually, I also want to ask you something. This is just a personal question, but someone asked me this a while ago. They were upset about, remember? Did you see the Pacific Rim comic that came out on Webtoon like a while ago? Yeah. They were upset about that because it got paid to get on there, right?
Which one?
The Pacific Rim comic, yeah. Like it came out as the movie came out, as the new movie came out.
Yeah.
It came out, so cool. It was most likely paid to be on there. And then this guy was giving a lot of shit, and I was like, the more the mainstream justifies our platform, the better off we are, because it means more people care, more people come, and more people are interested, which keeps all the stuff we like on there. Do you share that belief?
I don't know. I don't think that Webtoon got paid to have that one on. I don't think so.
Okay,
I think that they had an opportunity where the studio were putting out this like huge, big blockbuster franchise, and Webtoon, being a smart upstart, new kind of YouTuber webcomic, stepped in and went like, "We should do something. Why not?" That's my own personal theory. I don't actually know anything about this.
Of course, I understand.
I don't think they need to get paid by. I mean, they're lying, Webtoon. They're lying. Come on.
Yeah, I mean they're lying, but they're also
lying.
They also still have to make a profit.
Why would they?
Yeah, especially for the artists too. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't really comment on it.
No, it's completely
fine.
I'm just like, everything Webtoon does is good. I love you.
Oh, so Pendragon. Okay, so Pendragon's Hotline Miami comment was in reference. Where's the horse mask and brains baddies with baseball bat?
Oh, I see. Okay, so the horse guy in Crawling Dreams is based on a guy I saw in real life in Tokyo. There's this weird horse dude who like sits around with like a horse mask on, and he has a bunch of weird gothic dolls sitting all around him, and then he plays weird horse music and like does drums. And he's just sitting around in like weird places. Sometimes he's in Akihabara, sometimes he's in Ikebukuro. So I took a picture of him and I showed them to Minster, the guy who draws the backgrounds for Crawling Dreams.
Yeah.
And so he just put it in there.
I just love the fact that you went like, there's a weird horse music.
I don't know what that was.
Fucking fucking Christ. His weird horse music must genuinely. I mean, it's selling. He's making money. He has to be.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if we have any other things because otherwise we.
Let me just.
Rating.
Oh yeah, that's the last part we've got, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, but last one is like which comics are going to be a part of your webtoon Halloween? Like, do you want people to discover it for themselves, or can you tell us like which series will be involved?
Okay, everyone Noah, and Crawling Dreams, and Succubus Girlfriend, and Steel Dragon Express, and Winter Moon have Halloween specials planned.
No Fox Girls. Okay, fine.
Well, Fox Girls might get on, but it's not part of the crossover.
Okay, fair enough.
It's it's not my character, so it's a little iffy to put it in. But, I mean, I don't think Noble would have a problem with it. It's just I like to keep it my characters. It's my own little treat.
That's fair enough.
That is very much fair. Right, and then would you like to take the reins?
Oh wait, are we
bonus
doing?
Round.
Are we doing bonus round? Welcome to bonus meme, everybody. Bonus meme. Doesn't happen every week.
So it's something that we started like just randomly. He said.
Oh god damn it! It's got 420 retweets. Elon Musk comic has 420 retweets. Annie, go ahead.
I mean, he's gonna see it.
Yes.
He's gonna see it.
So yes. So what happens is like the other day we asked. The first time we ever did, we asked like our guests to rate like various things on a theme like out of 10 and give their reasons why. Oh, okay. So for Hisei, we asked her to rate like opais. For Isaki, we asked her to rate young boys, shotas, because you know her comic has a lot of young boys. That was cute, okay. And for Jello, we asked her to rate memes. So for Merryweather, what have you got planned again then?
I bought Boku no Hero Academia characters. I don't know all of them. Yeah, I don't know all of their names.
Boku no Hero character.
Yeah, I don't know all of their names, to be quite honest. And I also just want to know what he thinks of the art, because it's not all from It's not all from the actual show. Some of it's fan art, because I couldn't find original art for the show that was good. So, Mary, are you ready?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
This is your first character. Her name, I don't remember her name, but I only know her as Frog-chan.
Oh, Froppy, yeah.
Froppy.
So it's...
Froppy. What do you think of her, Mary? Give us a rating out of 10. Give us a rating.
I like her. She's a good girl. But she's also a frog that throws up her stomach and washes it. I like her, so as long as she's a cartoon, I think she'd be pretty freaky in real life.
So what's she out of 10? Well, rate her. Give us a number.
7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. All
okay,
right.
So Froppy is a 7 out of 10.
Yeah,
Good.
all right.
Call.
This is all my without his hair, because I couldn't find him with his hair.
Is this bald All Might?
He's not supposed. Yeah, it's bald All Might. This is
Bald
Might.
Bald Might is 10 out of 10.
There are no questions against the Bald Might.
There are no
Bald Might
questions
is 10
on
out
All
of
Might.
10.
All Might is the best.
Okay. She's one of the villains. I forgot her name. I don't remember whose art this is.
Himiko Toga.
Yeah.
I like her. She's a 9 out of 10.
She's 9 out of 10.
Okay, what's the reason?
She's a yandere schoolgirl.
That's true, actually. I love how he goes. I don't need to clarify. Yandere schoolgirl. Step off.
She's a fun character. I really like how he added her in there. It's a very it's obviously that he made her to be popular because he knew it would work. And as I mentioned before, good things are good because they're good.
Yeah, pretty much. I like that sentiment.
I don't need to justify shit.
Next
I'm
one.
married with her. I don't need to do shit.
Okay, this is my favorite. This is Deku.
So headbanging Deku out of 10.
Okay, so usually I hate Deku's character type, but I like Deku. Well, I hate whiny characters, but Deku. See, the thing about Deku is that he actually works hard to become something cool.
Yeah, he does.
I love characters who start out weak and then they actually work hard and they become good.
Isn't that all shonen?
Yeah, no, not all the time.
No.
Quite often.
Except One Punch Man.
No, quite often Shonen has. Like,
Naruto stays whiny and useless and annoying throughout all of it. Deku actually becomes kind of like Deku isn't annoying.
Yeah.
Like Deku isn't annoying. Deku isn't an annoying screaming idiot.
He's a weed. He's a weed.
I'm literally on this with him. Like, he's right. Naruto basically has these moments where he suddenly becomes powerful, or like in for what's that one that starts with an F? Fairy Tail. They also had that moment where they just randomly get powerful, but they're whiny the whole time. And they're kind of annoying to talk to listen to. Deku's really interesting. Although, like
the only good thing I like about Naruto is the way they show time passing and the way they show the characters. Because characters in Naruto, they start out rival and stuff happens, but like later on, there's one specific scene that I really like in Naruto, and it's where they're like they come back and they're like hanging out with their old teacher, which is what's his name? Kakashi. Yeah. They hang out with their old teacher and they're like trying to treat him to food so they can see what his mouth looks like.
Oh yeah.
And then in the middle of that, like one of their old rival people, they like see like, oh hey guys, like so long time no see, and it's just like that's so real.
Yeah,
like that's how people like react to. Like they were old rivals and stuff, whatever, but like they were old friends, and now they're seeing each other again, and that's fun.
I'm learning to like the human interaction in Naruto is better. It should probably have just been a slice of life comic, because frankly, everything about the human interaction is so much better than the actual action. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory.
Okay, so out of 10, what does headbanging Deku?
10 out of 10.
Why do you think y'all give any? Have some critical.
I like good things. You're showing me Boku no Hero Academy. I like good things. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
also, fun fact: Boku no Hero Academy is the only anime I've ever cried at.
Legit?
Oh.
Yeah, I cry at it every time I watch it. It rings very true to me. It's a guy who grew up being told that he can't be something and that he's useless, and just one day he just says no and does it anyway.
I'm not gonna lie, genuinely, you've made me love that more than I should now.
What's not to love about that? It's so pure good.
Land of the Lustrous is where I cry, man. We'll talk about this later.
I don't actually like Bakugo a lot, but he's still a nice character. I mean, he's fine. He's 5 out of 10.
Did you watch the last fight with him and Deku?
No, I didn't.
Okay. I'm not gonna spoil. I'm not spoiling. All I'm saying is, after that fight, I now like him a lot more. Like, I used to hate him. I love him now. Just saying.
Is that Boruto's son? Wait, no. Is that Boruto's dad whose son died? Did Boruto have a dad Did Boruto's dad have a son who died? Is that him? Is that the one who you're showing on the screen?
Oh my fucking god.
Okay, so out of 10, where does Bakugo? I call him Bakugo because he's like an angry. He's like an angry.
Boruto's dad's dead son. It even sounds like Boruto's dad's dead son.
Oh my fucking god.
Boruto's dad's dead son gets a 4 out of 10.
Oh wow, shit. He really doesn't like Bakugo. To be fair, most of us don't.
Sorry, what were you saying, Kaz?
Yeah, so Bakugo out of 10.
Bakugo.
What is his score again?
5 out of 10.
Okay.
Okay.
This girl was hyped up so much, and she just useless throughout all of it. It's really
What's her quirk
again? It's really sad.
What's her quirk again? I don't remember.
She makes things out of her body.
Oh yeah.
She's basically like thick as hell and like makes things out of it.
Yeah.
She was so
boring. Here's the thing: like she was made to be so overpowered, and She was made to be so overpowered, but that means that he just couldn't do it.
Oh wait.
Oh, by the way, the chat is pointing out that there's like sad anime I could cry. Yeah, I refuse to watch sad anime. I don't want to be sad.
You want to be here.
I
want to cry with happiness.
I don't blame her. To be honest, nobody wants to cry with sadness. No. So what you giving her?
What are we giving her out of 10?
Mary.
7 out of 10.
Okay. But that is some dope hair. I'm not gonna.
Oh god. There's one more. I hadn't put him in properly because he has an awkwardly shaped
See, Crazy Electroface says, "Watch, I can make a kill." Well, now I'm not gonna, since you like say that. Like, I said, I hate things that like I cry about when like I cry sadness. I hate crying with sadness in anime. And then he says, "Watch, I can make a kill." When you just guaranteed I'm not gonna watch it. Congratulations.
Right. Next one is.
I forgot
what
him.
the hell?
This is the last one. I forgot his name, but yeah, he's
the true alpha male.
Oh,
he's a true alpha male. 10 out of 10.
This you may not like it, but this is what the ultimate human male body looks like.
This is what peak performance looks like.
Yeah.
You. Oh no. Sorry. I mean, in terms of characterization, this guy is an interesting one. Not gonna lie. Like, I mean, pervy as hell. Sharp knows that. I obviously like shows some kind of like cowardice, but
all I know
I really like the scene where he like gets a legitimate cool moment and like chooses to help his friend over this woman, fawning over the woman he's fighting. He chooses to help his friend. I think that's like, considering how much he loves women, that's a true alpha moment.
I mean, at that moment, I think that pretty much just like changed him from me just going "fuck this guy" to going, okay. Not fuck this guy, not right now.
I like silly comedic relief characters who end up becoming cool that.
Oh yeah, I think that's like, I think it's a sign of good writing if you can make me like feel a very strong emotion one way for a character, and over the course of not even that long a span of time, immediately just flip it. Just change it from wherever it was. Like Bakugo for me is that now. I mean, like I consider him. I'm not gonna touch anything, but you're gonna get there, and you're gonna get what I'm saying, and you're gonna be like, writing, my dude.
I mean, in Blake Snyder's book Save the Cat, we call that like a Save the Cat moment where you sort of like, oh yeah, that's one thing about like that's where the character just grips you, and you're like, yep, I like you now.
Save the Cat. Is it called Save the Cat?
Yeah, Save the Cat is a guidebook written by Blake Snyder on how to write for film, especially, which has a lot of crossover with comics. So,
oh my god,
any creators?
I love how he's called it that because cats are dicks.
So 2511 asks, when's my next podcast? It's out on Halloween. It's the Halloween special. We're gonna have a night mind on.
Okay.
Gotta talk about spooky stuff.
Spoopy pasta, my dude.
That's cool. That's amazing. I mean, Nen, I think one thing the viewers might want to know is, like, I think our sponsor has some merry stuff lined up for any of you.
Okay, this is the part I always love and wait for every moment, every podcast. This is the only reason I stick around for 2 hours. So,
Excuse you? Not for me either?
No, screw you. Where was I? Today's podcast was brought to you by our beautiful sponsor, Mosa Box. You've probably been seeing the Mosa Box thing on the little GIF that pops up on just in the corner. Mosa Box is the lovely sponsor that provides affordable merch to every single one of your fans, and for you as a viewer, you know that you're getting some primo quality stuff at good affordable prices. If you want to get some good stuff from Mosa, go to shop.mosa.moe and use the code WCHub to get $5 off your $50 purchase. And apparently he's got some Merryweather stuff, doesn't he, Merryweather?
Does he?
What the hell? Yeah, Mary. He good. Hang on, I will look for the exact link, but yes, he has put some Mary stuff up.
Mary, why did you say does he?
I don't know.
You just dropped me there. I feel so sad.
What? I'm sorry, what's going on?
Oh, sponsorship.
Yes, and we have some Mary on. Go check it out.
A Merryweather, Mosa Box, Merryweather, your gear being sold on Mosa Box.
Yes. Is it? Oh, yes. Cool. Let me check.
What the fuck?
Oh, it's being sold now. That's cool.
Yes, so it's finally up. So I love set period. So there's a special where if you buy 2 posters from Merryweather merch, you get postcards free, and there's free shipping on orders $40 and above. So you might want to take the chance out to go and check out some of the other artists on Mosa Box, and they have some pretty cool waifus drawn by many different amazing people. And soon enough, Mosa is also looking to stock more webtoon artist merch, so you want to keep your eyes peeled for that.
Do you like thick anime titties? Do you want your dad to see a giant anime boobs on your wall when you walk into the room?
Do you want to send your friends to
Mosabox. Go to moso.moe/product
Merryweather
/category/partner/Merryweather/ to get your thick anime titties right now, please.
Why did you say? There was like 10 seconds where he's like, "What are you talking about?" And 10 seconds where he's like, "Ha, one up, chick." /. /. This is the all over again.
No, it's been a legit fun stream, and there's so much. I think we have covered a lot, but we've also we have to end soon. Like it's already been like more than 2 hours we're live, and yeah, I mean there's so much we've covered. There's so much we wish we could cover, and for those people
buy
who
some Pokemon cards for Max Mofo anyway.
yeah. So I mean, for people who only joined us midway, you're not sure if your question was answered. There will be VODs on Twitch. There will also be uploads on YouTube. It will be in 2 parts, unfortunately, because
my power cut out.
Yes. I mean, but yeah. Please do. I mean, follow Merry on social media and read his stuff on Line Webtoon. Also, check out the artists he works with. Well, like they make good shit. You should be reading it. Like,
yeah, they do.
Help him get a Webtoon empire. The sooner the better.
Webtoon empire. But while you're checking Mary's stuff, you can follow us on Twitter. Support us by donating or by give us some money on Patreon, and otherwise just showing up to the next stream that we do, which is in 2 weeks. Kaz, who do we have on in 2 weeks?
I'm not exactly sure. I think we did schedule someone on.
It's November. That's November 10th, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Oh yeah.
We do have Mia Kiseki at one point. I just need to dates with her. So but yeah, she is scheduled soon enough. And then we should have at least 1 or 2 shows in November, and then we do have a December break because holidays are going to be insane for everyone.
Oh yeah. So November 10th. Yeah, November 10th. We've got. I think it's Dan Scad. We've got Dan Scad, the creator of Handsome Jack, coming on in 2 weeks. I hope you guys are all there.
What's that?
It's a feature.
It's
comic.
a webcomic.
Yeah, it's a webtoon. He also drew Will Eisner's The Spirit, the reboot of that, which was quite good. And he's done a lot of good work. You check out his stuff. He's got some good shit. But thank you for showing up. I've been Nen.
I've been Kaz.
Can I plug something?
Do you want to plug something?
Yes, you can.
What do you want to plug?
Hashtag that, my fellow Kekarinos. Hashtag that. Let's all play Fortnite together. Follow me on Twitter at @RealDonaldTrump.
Mary, no.
Follow me. We'll all play Fortnite.
Mary, I love you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone who joined. I love everyone.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for showing up, guys. Thank you.
We weren't sure.
I'm just gonna leave him there. I'm not gonna let him say goodbye. Thanks for showing up.
But yes, tune in soon, and like you can continue the chat with Mary or like on Discord or any of the socials.
On Twitter, he hates Discord.
I don't use Discord.
He hates Discord on Twitter.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm saying with us it's on Discord, but with Mary, stick to Twitter or
Tweet
Twitter.
At him. Tweet at him.
I read everything on Twitter. I read everything you send me.
Legit?
He loves talking to you all. Keep at it. Slide into DM like a tentacle monster.
If you want me to respond to a question, you better write #Fortnite with it.
Oh my god. That's gonna.
All right, then I think.
Okay. Now I'm never gonna open DM again. Never. That's not happening.
All right then.
Until next time, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Bye bye.
I'm so stressed.
Bye-bye.